What an exciting time to be in Kansas City, getting ready to celebrate a Super Bowl parade for the Chiefs. The news I have isn't near as exciting. I do have the February board report for everyone. So first of all, under consent agenda, we have bills totaling $8,687,093.95. Also under consent agenda, we are going to approve to let bids for district custodial and operational supplies. This is something that we do every year, and we do it through the cooperating school districts of Greater Kansas City. So all of the school districts in Kansas City on the Missouri side, we pool our resources. That way we can get much better prices. Also under consent agenda, we do have the approval to let bids for the partial roof replacement at Ott Elementary School. This will go over the gym and cafeteria, and this roof has been in place since 1991. So we've got great life out of this roof. We do need to do some repairs and some replacement on part of that roof. Under superintendent's report, I do have some great news regarding the number of applications we continue to receive. Obviously, we are in our first year of the 4-day week, and we were wondering what applications would look like as we got into the first year, and they've continued to be exceptionally strong. So I do want to give you the statistics on that. From the January board meeting until actually this morning, we have received 331 applications, 149 of which were for certificated positions. Last year, after we had announced the 4-day week, we had received 295 applications, 146 of which were for certificated positions. But then if you jump ahead to the prior year, before we had any announcement regarding to the 4-day week, we had a total of 69 applications, 39 of which were for teaching positions. So that is great news. The 4-day week is accomplishing what we had hoped it would accomplish. So I will continue to give updates on this throughout the school year. Also, I do want to let everyone know that related to the 4-day week, we sent a survey out to our teachers who are in their first year within the ISD. And we asked 2 questions, among others, but as far as related to the 4-day week, the first one that we asked was, did the 4-day instructional week have an impact on whether you applied within the ISD or not? Of those who responded, 63.9% said yes, that it made a difference as far as why they applied in the ISD. And then we also asked, do you prefer a 4-day week or a 5-day instructional week? And for that, 95.7% of our first-year teachers said that they do prefer a 4-day week. I did talk a little bit about the excitement around the Super Bowl, and just so everyone knows that we will be off on Wednesday so that our staff and students can celebrate the parade. Again, even though it seems like old hat here in Kansas City a little bit, and winning 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years, this is something that's great for our community, and we do want to give everyone a chance to enjoy the parade and all of the festivities. Also under superintendent's report, more good news regarding our partnership with Metropolitan Community College. Many of you may have heard that on our Mondays, so days in which students do not have school, we've entered into a partnership this year where students can take college classes on those Mondays. This year we had 4 classes that were offered first semester and then another 4 second semester. We have finalized next year for our college classes. And I'm thrilled to say, due to the success this year, we are going to be able to offer 7 college classes first semester next year and 7 different classes second semester. And we do have a student that is actually graduating this year at the end of her junior year with both a high school diploma and an associate's degree. And that is just amazing that this individual would be able to do that. And part of the reason is they did have the opportunities to take classes on Monday as well. As far as legislative, I did give a brief report on what's going on in Jeff City. There is really a standstill within the Senate right now. So many bills are not moving forward. The open enrollment bill did get out of the House, and it's now sitting on the Senate side. So we're getting close to what they consider their halfway point or their spring break. So we will continue to monitor what sort of legislation comes out of Jeff City. As far as new business, item number 1 is we did have a presentation on our anti-bullying efforts here within the ISD. Dr. Boatwright did that presentation for the Board of Education. And then item number 2, we had another presentation, and this dealt with the performance-based evaluation, and also referred to as the PBE. And this is the evaluation tool that we have for our certificated or our teaching staff here in the ISD. We did have some very minor changes to the PBE, and that was actually covered in item number 3 after the presentation, in which the board approved the PBE. Item number 4 under new business was the approval of FY24 budget amendments. This is something that we do twice a year. We will do budget amendments typically either in January or February, so mid-year. And then we will also do budget amendments at the end of the fiscal year whenever we close out the books. Typically mid-year budget amendments are things like building carryover funds, in other words, money that was not spent within each of our schools. That way they can expend it this fiscal year. But anytime that we receive grants during the middle of the year that we did not put in the initial budget, we do have to do budget amendments for those as well. Item number 5 was the approval of ordering the preliminary budget supplies for next school year. Again, this is something that we do every year, typically in February. And by state statute, we cannot expend funds as a school district this fiscal year for items that will be used next fiscal year unless you get board approval on that. So the Board of Education did approve those funds. And for this year, for purchase services, it is $9,401,648. And then for supplies for this upcoming school year, $13,581,795. Item number 6 under new business, we had the approval to accept a quote to purchase playground equipment and surface renovations at 3 Trails Elementary School. For this, Sourcewell contract was used. Power Play LT Farmington was the winning bidder on this, and the amount was $353,549.65. So 3 Trails is going to get a wonderful playground upgrade, and that should be ready in time for school next year. Item number 7 under new business was the approval to accept the bid for the William Chrisman track resurfacing. If you watched these in the past, you probably have heard that we just recently finished resurfacing the track at Truman High School and then this past summer at Bridger Middle School. We are going to now resurface the William Chrisman track. We used the TIPS contract and the company McConnell and Associates for this bid. That total was $389,917. Work on this will start as soon as graduation or sectional track is done, whichever comes later, and we do anticipate this being completed by July 1st. Item number 8 was the approval to accept a bid for roof replacement at Blackburn Elementary School and a partial roof replacement at our central office. The winning bidder was Delta Innovative, and their winning bid was $1,019,000, and all of this work should be done by June 30th. And the Blackburn roof has been in place since 1992. So again, much like the Ott roof, we've got great life out of that system, but we are excited to be able to do the improvements there at Blackburn. Item number 9 is the approval to pay the Microsoft yearly license agreement. This totals $127,676.65, and this is for your normal Microsoft suite, such as Word, PowerPoint, and such that we use on all of our computers here in the ISD. Item number 10 was the approval to accept the bid for asphalt and concrete replacement here in the ISD. We are going to be doing a lot of work here, and Phillips Paving was the winning bidder on all of this work, and it totals $1,396,864, and we do anticipate a completion for all of the projects by August 9th. Great news about that. It will be done in time for the start of the school year. Item number 11 is the approval to accept the E-rate bid for firewall and their services. This totaled $256,931 through Provision Data Solutions. The great news about this is there's a program called E-rate. It's a federal program that pays for a portion of a lot of the computer programs or computer services, technology services that we will bid on here in the ISD. So the actual ISD cost for this is $163,685.69. Item number 12, staying with technology, is the approval to accept the E-rate bid for network services. The Provision Data Solutions was again the winner on this bid, totaling $656,767 for the network switches here in the ISD. But because of E-rate funding, we are only going to have to pay $131,353.40. And then once again, still staying with technology, we did have the approval to accept the E-rate bid for wireless licensing services. This will speed up our wireless system within our schools. And this is again with Provision Data Solutions for $302,400, but with E-rate, that cost will be $60,480. The last item under new business was item number 14, and that is the approval of the employment calendars for next school year. You probably remember that we have already put out and approved next year's school calendar, so then we have to start to approve the employment calendars for our 10, 11, and 12-month employees. So our 10-month calendar is once again 193 days, which includes 5 float days and 3 paid holidays. Our 11-month is 215 days, which includes 5 float days and then also 3 paid holidays. And then the last calendar was our 12-month employee calendar, which is for 250 days, which includes 5 paid holidays. There are a lot of items on the agenda, but that is your February board meeting. And again, thank you for everything you do for our kids here in the ISD. Certainly everyone's so excited about the Chiefs and the Super Bowl parade. And I do want to remind everyone that all of our board recaps are housed on the ISD webpage. So if there's something that you're not sure about, you can always go back on our webpage and look at all of these updates. So with that, have a great February. Hopefully the bad weather's behind us, and I hope everyone is able to get out for a great Chiefs Super Bowl parade. Thank you.